My name's Johnny Robinson. I'm 26 years old. I've spent the entirety of my working life, the last 7 years, building and growing cleaning businesses. At 19, I started a window cleaning business that I got to $65,000 a month, which I sold. And then I started a house cleaning business for my mom to retire her from driving Uber. Got that business to about $30,000 a month. I have no involvement in that. I just help her out when she needs it here and there, if at all. And I now own Home Service Academy, a cleaning consulting business where we help people start cleaning businesses and grow them without having to do any cleaning themselves. To date, I've helped over 1,500 people start cleaning businesses, and collectively the HSA community has generated over $20 million in revenue in just 2023 alone. And when I started that cleaning business for my mom, I started it from my computer. I didn't pick up any mops, I didn't pick up any brooms, I didn't do a single cleaning myself, and to this day, I haven't cleaned an actual house. Now, I've done the actual window cleaning, but I haven't cleaned a house. And I know it might be hard to believe, but I'm gonna give you the exact step-by-step guide so you can do it yourself. Now, it's important to understand what the remote cleaning business model actually is. The legal definition of one of these businesses is called a referral agency. And why it's called a referral agency is because you're referring cleaners to jobs, to customers, right? That's what it is, because instead of using W-2 employees, we use 1099 contractors. The benefit to this is that me, the business owner, doesn't have to come out of pocket for things like equipment, gas, vehicles, wrapping those vehicles, replacing broken equipment. You get the point. Payroll tax, workers' comp. You get the point. Saves me, the business owner, a lot of money when I'm starting from scratch. It also saves a lot of time for me because I don't have to spend time training all these people. I just hire a cleaner who's already got the equipment, the vehicles, and the experience required to go out and complete jobs for me. So it saves a ton of time. And it allows you, the business owner, to not have to do any of the cleaning yourself off the rip as soon as you start. You should never have to do any cleaning yourself because you can outcompete your local competitors because you can hire faster. You don't have to spend all that time training, etc. So you can just quickly staff and take more jobs and grow your business and eat up your local market share. So how do you actually start one of these businesses? Let's get into it. Step number one is going to be your setup. This is easy. It's a little bit boring, but should take you no longer than a week. In order to get set up, you'll just need 4 things. You're gonna need an LLC in your state, you're gonna need insurance, you're gonna need BookingKoala, and you're gonna need OpenPhone. And I'll explain what all these things do. First and foremost is your LLC. I like to use Northwestern Registered Agent. I'll leave the link down below. They'll file everything for you. It's super easy, or you can just do it yourself if you want to save money. The cost of an LLC can range anywhere from $50 to $800, right? If you're in California, it's gonna be about $800 to file an LLC, but you can defer it and not come out of pocket for a while. So that's step number one. Some people will say, oh, you don't need an LLC, and yeah, you don't, but it's more of a pain in the ass to switch over from something else as opposed to just taking care of it off the jump, which we've done that before, and it was, again, a massive pain in the ass. Just get the LLC. Then you're gonna need insurance. I like to go to Thimble or Next to get insurance. It should cost you anywhere between $60 to $80 a month. And what you're gonna get is just a general liability policy, and you're gonna click that you have no employees because you're gonna be the only employee and owners don't count. So you're gonna say no employees, and your general liability insurance is gonna be there to cover you in the case that your cleaner messes up. But again, when you do hire the cleaners, you're gonna make sure they have insurance. So this is just kind of another layer of safety for yourself. Then you're gonna need BookingKoala. BookingKoala is about $57 a month. And this is gonna be able to allow you to take customer information from a website. It's gonna allow you to capture online bookings, send out quotes, store all your customer information, and just keep things clean so that you know when your bookings are coming up, you can easily assign jobs to cleaners. You can get your cleaners onboarded in there. Super simple, super straightforward. Makes you look more professional than you are. Then you're gonna need a phone system. Your OpenPhone is the go-to. It's about 20 bucks a month. Super cheap, and this is so you don't mix your personal phone number with business, because you're gonna wanna be able to distinguish when a customer is calling you versus when your nephew is calling you, right? And if you don't have this split up, then you're not gonna know. And I've made this mistake before, and I have my personal number everywhere for the window cleaning business, and I wouldn't know if a customer was calling or if someone else was calling, it was spam or whatever, and I would just have to pick up every phone call because I would assume it's a customer. When you get OpenPhone, it's gonna be able to tell you, hey, OpenPhone's ringing, this is a customer. It's also gonna allow you to pass this off to a virtual assistant or an admin person to actually take the phone calls for you, where they can just sign in and do it. And that way you're not having to give them your iMessage login or something like that. Now, as far as your pricing goes, this is something you're gonna wanna nail down very early on too. The rule of thumb for this is most people overcomplicate how much I should price. Just pick something that's within the $55 to $70 an hour range, because you're gonna be paying your cleaners 40 to 45% of every job. And so you're gonna want that to break out to about $55 to $70 an hour. You want to pay your cleaners well. At the end of the day, they're going to be doing the hard work and the labor, and so you want to be able to pay them well while also getting paid well yourself. And you do this by charging about that. If you want it even simpler, just go to marriethemoff.com and copy the pricing we have on our website. I'll include the link in the description below. You can also call about 10 competitors in your area and get rough pricing for different square footages. So you can take their pricing and charge the top 90th percentile of that, right? You don't want to be super cheap because again, this affects your cleaners and you want to pay your cleaners well. Once that's all set up and done, you're going to want to get into the hiring phase. And it's also important to know that you are in the game of recruiting and staffing. This is a recruiting business, okay? It's not a cleaning business. It's not a sales and marketing business. Believe it or not, it is a recruiting business. If you can do a good job at this, you will crush anyone in your competition. And what you're going to do is you're going to hire cleaners. Again, you're hiring contractors. My favorite, easiest place to use is Indeed. Now, you have to understand, when you make an Indeed job posting, you're going to get a lot of applicants, and a lot of these applicants are not going to be qualified, and that's fine. It's your job to sift through all of them to find the good 20% that are going to actually show up and do a good job. And so you're going to spend a lot of time sifting through these applications, finding someone good. But it's important to know at the beginning, you just need one good cleaner. And once you get this good cleaner, you're going to want to send them out to what's called a test clean. The test clean is there so you can make sure they're not going to try to steal customers and they're actually going to show up and do a good job. And so you can use a friend or a family member. You can even use your house to get them to show up. They think it's a real job on their end, so you're going to book them as if it's a real job. You're going to have them show up, and you're going to have a friend or family member, one, judge the service and make sure they actually show up, and then two, you're going to have your friend or family member ask them how can they book again. And when they ask that question, they're either going to say one or two things. They're going to say, one, here's my card, you can book directly through me for a cheaper price. Or two, they're going to say call the office and they can get you booked again. Now, if they say the first one, if they say here's my card, book through me, red flag, they're going to try to steal customers. Don't give them any more work, right? Because we're using contractors, this is one of the downsides is you're going to get cleaners that might try to poach work. We add this layer in to prevent this from happening, right? And also the contract that you give them is going to have a provision in there that says we will go after you if you try to take our customers. Now, will you actually go after them and spend the time doing that? No, because it's not worth your time, but it's usually enough to get them to be scared enough to not actually do it, right? And I'll include a link down below in the description to a templated job posting that you can copy and paste and a templated contract you can use to hire and onboard these cleaners. A couple other things on hiring, you're gonna wanna make sure they have a year experience. You're gonna wanna make sure they have reliable transportation, right? You don't wanna have to pick your cleaner up and go and drop them off. And you're gonna wanna make sure that they have the equipment to do the job, right? So ask them what equipment they carry, what products they use. Stuff like that. If they don't have at least a year, I usually automatically turn them down. Now that we've got the hiring squared away, we're gonna wanna get into the marketing and sales portion. The easiest, lowest hanging fruit is Google local service ads. It looks like this when you search house cleaning near me. It has a little green check mark and a Google guaranteed badge. It's the first thing that pops up under the search bar when you search a service near you. And this is super easy to set up, but not only that, you're gonna get really high intent leads because you gotta think if somebody's searching for house cleaning near me, they're probably a buyer, they're probably looking for someone to clean their house. So if you can show up at number one there, then you're gonna get a lot of leads, right? But you're gonna pay for it, right? So I recommend about a $500 to $1,000 marketing budget to start out. If you're a little bit tighter on cash, I'll talk about another way to get leads that doesn't cost any money, but for now, this is gonna just ignite your customer base at the very beginning because you're gonna get those lay down easy closes. And you should shoot for between 40 to 60% closing ratio on all the leads that call you. If you get to about 50 calls and you're sub 40%, I would probably start to revisit my pricing because I'm charging too much. At the end of the day, we are selling a commoditized service. So if we're pricing out the market, we're gonna be getting a low return on ad spend and we're not gonna be making much profit on those first time deep cleans, which you're not gonna make a lot of profit on the first time deep cleans anyways, but if you close them at a higher rate, you're gonna reduce how much you actually pay to acquire a customer. Now, what's actually gonna help with that customer acquisition cost on top of that is by setting up an organic strategy where you don't have to pay anything for leads because when you blend them together, your customer acquisition cost is gonna drop. The way we do this is by posting inside local Facebook and Nextdoor groups. So what we do is called the grand opening method. We go into local Facebook and Nextdoor groups and introduce ourselves and we kind of layer in the fact that we own a local cleaning business. And I've seen people inside Home Service Academy get up to almost 1,000 engagements. You can see like this person just posted this one time and they've gotten 900 potential new leads they can reach out to. Not only that, but when you get a customer from this and they post a review back inside that same group for you, all the neighbors are gonna see it and wanna use your service, whether they need cleaning now or in a week or a month. They're gonna think of your business when they see that post. And so if you pair LSA plus the grand opening method together, you should be getting lots of leads, right? Again, going back to what I said, this is the recruiting business, not the marketing business. Everybody's got houses, everybody has buildings that need to be cleaned. People don't want to clean. People don't want to do the cleaning themselves, and they'll happily pay for it. So getting leads is actually the easy part. Getting leads and closing them is the easy part. Again, staffing is going to be the game. You've got your foundations done, you've got your hiring done, you've got your sales and marketing set up. Oh, and by the way too, you might be wondering, well, what do I say to these people when they call? I've got you covered. I'm not going to get into a whole script on what you should say. I'll just include the script for free down below so you can use the script to go out and close at 40 to 60%. You've got your foundation set up, you've hired your cleaners, you've got your sales and marketing system set up, you're getting the leads, you close your first job, you send the cleaner out, they did a good job, now what? Now you just do the basics and you rinse and repeat. What are the basics? The basics are calling your customers and asking them for reviews or introductions to new potential customers, right? Only if you do a good job though. What this is gonna do is this is gonna allow you to build a brand within your local area. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna ask for that review on your Google business profile. What this is you're gonna start to rank here the more and more reviews you get. So the more reviews you can get early on, the faster you can get to this top 3 spot. And so as an example, if you look at window cleaning Orange County, Orange Window Cleaning still holds the top spot in Orange County because we did this early on and we continue to stack reviews to this day. Not only that, but this also reflects in Google's SEO because we also own the #1 spot in the search engine, even above Yelp, just by getting good reviews. That is it. It's just getting good reviews. And so it sounds boring and simple, but your competition is not doing this, right? And if someone's telling you they're gonna give you a good review, but they don't leave it, I am following up with that person until they do it. Because if somebody gives me their word and their commitment, I'm gonna continue to follow up with them until they give me what they said they would. And over time, you're gonna build a solid reputation within your local area to the point where you can dial down your LSA budget and you'll start getting leads completely organically just from people searching house cleaning near me. You're gonna wanna keep this as tight and narrow as possible within your desired service area, right? So if I'm trying to build a house cleaning in Las Vegas, I'm gonna stick in Las Vegas. Or if I'm building a house cleaning business in, say, the city of Orange, I wanna be in the city of Orange, right? Because when you start to expand your service area, sure, you'll get more leads, but you'll run into scheduling nightmares with trying to coordinate cleaners driving from one end of the county to the next, right? And so you wanna go deeper inside a city, and we're gonna do this by continuing to build the local brand and ask for reviews and ask for testimonials inside the local Facebook and Nextdoor groups like I talked about. And then once you get this to about 10K per month, and you're sitting at that 30-40% net profit margin, you make about 3 to 4 grand net, now I'm gonna wanna bring in what's called a virtual assistant, somebody from the Philippines, somebody from Pakistan, where you can pay them $4, $5, $6, $7 an hour, right? So it's cost effective to the business and also a win for them because in their country, it's still a lot of money and a livable wage. And you get them in there and you train them up to take the phone calls, close the leads, book the jobs, handle all the cleaner scheduling. Eventually, they can start to do a lot of things for you outside of that too, like calling old leads, rebooking them, cold calling, even doing the hiring, right? And so you're gonna wanna start to get this person in, start to train them so you don't have to answer the calls. And once you get them ramped up, it usually takes about a month or 2, you've now got a business that is generating leads. You now have your VA booking the jobs, scheduling them, collecting the cash, and you're just making sure that they're doing what they need to do, and then you're maybe turning some dials on the marketing. And you can do this all the way up until 40, 50K a month before you need to get what's called an operations VA. And they're gonna start handling other tasks for you, like making sure that all of the rebooking campaigns for the customers you've already spent money to acquire are getting sent out. So you can start to rebook those weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly cleans. But all in all, that is the blueprint to getting 10K a month. Now, you're watching this video, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, it sounds all so simple. You're gonna run into roadblocks in every step, right? You're gonna hire a cleaner, you're gonna make an offer to a cleaner and they're not gonna accept it. You're like, why did this cleaner go ghost, right? And what I could say to you is accept that. It's gonna be a lot harder than I make it seem right now because you're watching a video on YouTube. It's simple, but it's not easy. But if you wanna make money and you wanna build a business that gives you sustainable cash flow month over month, I believe it to be the best business because it teaches you all the core skills of sales, marketing, hiring, leadership, delegation, operations, you name it, you're gonna learn it. And you can also build a business with enterprise value because it's the only business model I know of where you can start with such a low cost and also have built-in leverage. When I say leverage, I mean you're not actually doing the cleaning yourself because you're hiring off the bat. And so it's a great business model. You'll build a lot of enterprise value too, meaning people are gonna be buying your services for the brand you build in your area, not for you, the owner. And so once you get this to 50K, 60K, even 100K a month, well, you can now turn around and sell this business for a multiple of the profit, which is also really cool. And that's actually all we talk about on this channel is how to build cleaning businesses, run them remotely. So if that's something you're interested in and you're considering it, check out one of these 2 videos and hit subscribe. Let me know what questions you have below if I missed something and you're like, hey, this is kind of confusing. Leave a comment below. I respond to everything and I'll get that answered for you. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentorship, we have a coaching business called Home Service Academy where we help people grow these businesses and we actually roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty. If that's something you're interested in, click the link down in the description and you can book a call with our team to see what it's like to work with us. Hit subscribe, notification bell, comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.